Yo, what's up? It's your boy Esron Spielberg, and right now we're on the radar. I'm about to dive into my beat breakdown of how I made a red button. I have a red button, don't make me push it.
Come in the party, it take me about 50 seconds before me could spot my friend. He alone had a bottle of petrol, asking if me dip on it. I was asking me stupidness. Mary had a little lamb, my mommy had a rum dog. I come like 10 hours, I go up with the glass, the alcohol have me moving dog. 84.5, boy them kind of speed it does make you.
So it came from, I would say, pressure. People asking for another Headways, which was, a song that I had previously. It started at night, a friend and I, Kevin, big up Kev dog. Me and Kevin alone, we've been vibing, chilling, but I don't listen soca. On and normal on my own time. That was him. Just playing soca all night, and I went home with that energy and I went on the laptop because, as producers, we kind of can't resist cooking up sometimes. I say that with no disrespect to soca, but it's just not my thing. But, being from the island, St. Vincent, you kind of can't really escape it. Soca is everywhere, and that's us, that's our identity. So yeah, even though it was late, I went to make beats, and that's kind of how I came up with that beat. Not intentionally to make the song, but I just wanted to cook up. I started in hip hop. My first placement was with a guy, Davis, Live Like Davis. He's a New York artist. He was popular from Vine and stuff and social media, and then he transitioned into music. So that was my first placement. Then I guess another significant leg was working with Alkaline. I started working with Alkaline in 2019. We kind of formed a creative relationship from then on, and just inside soca, home, all of the forefront runners, big up people like Casper G and Dynamite and all of the people that, been doing the thing for a while. But yeah. So that came 2014 from Metro. I basically got it from Metro, which is my inspiration and the reason for me making beats. At that time, him and Future had a run where they, as a duo, were calling themselves Future, Hendrix, and Leland Spielberg. So looking at Metro at the time and wanting to be like him, I kind of took the name, and diving a bit deeper into the meaning, it made a lot more sense because, Steven Spielberg, arguably one of the greatest film directors of all time, and for me, music is not just audible. I kind of see things in my mind. Yeah, so it just made sense. We birthed a genre called Raga Soca. So there's groovy soca as well. They're similar, but they're different. Those music is on the slower side. And then we have power soca, which is kind of where the dub comes into play. The power soca now is just on the faster side, the jumpier side. As Caribbean people, we need that pace, that speed. Doesn't necessarily have to be all the time, but yeah. And then the newer generation now is, I would say, building a sound or, crafting a sound where it's like Wajang music. It's a bit wild, vampy, it's coming a bit to the forefront now, but for a while it was underground music, if you could say that. But yeah, it's just faster music, a lot more energy, different styles from the artist as well. Nah, you know what's funny? I hardly like any of my beats. Like, at least after making them. Yeah. Facts. I hardly like any of my beats. But if I do like a beat, for instance in soca, I would know. Like when I made Red Button beat, I knew, this the one. Because for a time, people were asking for another song like Headways, but I didn't have the beat. I didn't have that beat. Like, I have hard beats or whatever, but I didn't have beats that made me feel like Headways, I had beats that sound hard, but feeling, because, it's not necessarily all about sound sometimes. It's more about the feeling, so yeah. You gotta go Omnisphere for sounds. There's like a million sounds in there. And Procure 3, for sure. It's the lifesaver. I say decap. Yeah, decap. Yeah, there's people like Sean doing great things. Sean Beats. This is a guy that single-handedly, craft the sound of a whole camp that kind of sort of too has artists with different sub sounds, because there's some of them that does slower music, faster music. But yeah, there's Sean Beats with Just Bus. There's Mason. He has a unique sound, and I feel like he's overlooked or underrated. Yeah, and there's people like Wetty outside doing great things. I think he lives in France, but this is a guy that he hits heavy and is involved with a lot of bigger names in the industry, soca. He works with Trinidad artists and stuff like that. So yeah, big up people like Mooney as well, doing dancehall with people like Swanee and all that, Prince Swanee. Yeah, so it's a lot of talent back home. I just feel like platforms like this and just marketing in general is what's needed to kind of take things on the next level. First and foremost is to be consistent, but as a pro tip, I'd say listen to a lot of music, and I'd say it's very beneficial to listen to music that kind of isn't around you, so you would have different ideas and different way of seeing things. You would kind of sort of just naturally have a different approach, So first I started with a string sound. It's kind of a two-part melody. So you have the bass of it, or the gut. Yeah, and then I added a top melody line. Yeah, so that's basically it. That's the first sound, and then I duplicated the pattern and just chose a different sound. So this is the second sound. Yeah, after that, I added, just to make it a bit dark, I added this chord and just put a fake top line melody on it. Hold on. Yeah, so that's that. And then with the soca stuff, well, at least now, try to keep it simple, but still have something in it that identifies drive. So that for me would have been this. It's a synth. It's kind of repetitive, but that's the essence of the music still. Yeah, and there's this lead. And yeah, that's it for the musical elements. It's just 6 songs, I think. So altogether it sounds like this. Also for accents, I have like these bell sounds. Yeah, it's just a crash. But yeah, so that's all the music. And to get into the drums, I guess you could say it's a lot of drums. So first off is this hi-hat. It's repetitive, and then on certain parts, as you can see, it's like on the hook. On certain parts of the verses, there's this second hi-hat. It's like chops. And then there's a third Yeah, and then it's like Bergs. What's that? Yeah, so like open hats, and then you get into the snares. So this is kind of where the movement kind of comes in. Yeah. After that, you have just more snares. Yeah. And then you have percussive elements like congas, toms. Yeah, so. And then you have a kick, it's 4 on the floor, and then the bass. So, bass line. And then with the kick is like just that pounding vibe. But yeah, these are all the drums. The only other elements in it is this, there's this siren. I chopped it up with one knob from Waves. But I didn't want to have it straight like that, so I just put the pumper effect on it. And then there's a sweep. And I can't even remember what this is. Oh yeah, that's a drum roll. And yeah, that's a quick little breakdown of how I made Red Button.
I call it real spill.
So yeah, thank you for watching, checking out this Esron Spielberg. We're on the radar. That was my beat breakdown for how I made Red Button, you know? Bam.